to Dr. Bernice King and the entire King family, to our brother, Reverend Dr. Senator Raphael Warnock, and to all of the Congress people I see and state leaders, city leaders, dignitaries, the clergy that are here, all of you important people, and my mama, greetings. Hey, Mama. It is an honor and a pleasure to bring you greetings on behalf of the citizens of the great city of Atlanta. A year ago, I stood in this very same pulpit at this very same event and channeled the great American R&B singer, Bill Withers, and I encourage you to lean on me. And some of y'all will remember that. Last year, I asked you to help me carry on, as Bill Withers say. Well, here we are 1 year later, and we're moving on to the rest of that classical song, the part that says, "'Cause it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on." So the song has two sides to the coin, one for me and one for you. A lot has happened, a whole lot has happened over the last year in the world, in this country, in this state of Georgia, and indeed here in Atlanta, as our brother, Senator Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock can tell you that a lot has happened in the last 2 months. A lot has happened. We were praying like kids praying for Christmas, bicycles, go-karts, and PlayStations that this brother was reelected to the United States Senate. That's just a couple months. And as I stand before you 1 year later since that, I want you to know that something that I know, which is the same thing that Dr. King knew, that Atlanta is a group project, just like America is a group project. Growing Dr. King's beloved community will require each of us to lean on each other. And I know that might sound scary for some of us who has never asked for help for anything. You just do everything all by yourself. But this just will not work if we can't wrap our minds around the concept of the simple fact that we are responsible for each other. Dr. King never missed an opportunity to remind us just how connected we are to each other. He said we are all caught up, as Dr. Bernice King said today, we're all caught up in a web of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all of us indirectly. To make this city greater and turn it into Dr. King's beloved community, this group project will require every one of us to have some skin in the game. Everybody's got to put in on this dream. Everybody's got to buy in on this concept, because together, leaning on one another will help lighten the load. Just look at what we've already been able to accomplish together. You remember when I went out to our business leaders and asked them to make sure that last summer we hired over 3,000 young people to work in our summer youth program. Well, guess what? We actually hired way more than 3,000 in paying gigs, no less. To get paid during the summer is a kid's dream. That's what you did, Atlanta, and that's just one example of the group project. This year, 2023, we're going even bigger. We want you to help us help even more young people. And so that's why I'm standing here on Dr. King's commemorative service to talk about this, because 2023, we're calling it the Year of the Youth here in Atlanta. And you're going to be hearing a whole lot about it. 2023 is the Year of the Youth. Everything that lives, breathes, or has its being in this city, and y'all can join us all out in anywhere else you live in. I want you to have this year as the Year of the Youth. And so let me tell you something. There will be no beloved community if we can't offer our young people hope. That's right. With hope, they can dream. And as they dream, their futures begin to start to take shape, just like Dr. King's dream. As we create the beloved community, we must focus on our future, our connected future. And if we mold them right, if we give them the courage of that dream, our young people will be the architects of that future that we want to see. So this is me leaning on you now. What will you do for our young people to help make this group project of our beloved community a success? We're here today because Dr. King and Miss Coretta Scott King, they did their part. God knows they did their part. So did Congressman John Lewis. He did his part. He got into good trouble. Dr. Sister Bernice King is definitely doing her part with Nonviolence 365 that the city of Atlanta is partnering with this year for our young people. President Biden stood on this stage yesterday. He's doing his part. Reverend Senator Dr. my brother, Reverend Warnock, is doing his part. They are all doing their parts, and every one of my mayoral predecessors did their part. When we are all doing our part, this web of mutuality, when we all get into good trouble together, when we all recognize that we have a shared humanity and responsibility for each other, then we'll be on our way to Dr. King's ultimate dream of the beloved community. That's what I leave with you today. Peace to the legacy of Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and happy MLK Day, everybody. Amen.